You could have heard this episode 48 hours early on our Patreon, patreon.com/indieheadspodcast. By joining us for as low as $1 a month, you will receive episodes early, gain access to our Discord server, and get yourself an Indieheads podcast sticker. Mainland episodes go up on our Patreon 48 hours before it hits our public podcast feeds. But if you're hearing this via our Patreon feed, we thank you so much for your support. We especially want to thank our Real Ones Patreon supporters, including History of Violet, Ataxin, Delaney Mothman, Josiah Duncan, Marcy Anime, Matt Cameron, Awat, Cal50, Chance Holdup, Charles, Chris Wade, Commander and Beef, Dana Pre, Dave Bautista's Completely Unrockable Penis, Gavin Forney Freak, Georgia Bukowski, Grant, Griff, Ian, Jake Wald, Jay, Jenna LaFleur, Joe Conrad, John Hayes, Keep Autism Weird, Kevin Pierce, Maze Farms, Mark Berry, Matthew Taylor, Max Kabazinski, Nicole Rifkin, Rena Kay, Robert Mariano, Sarah Moore, Tim's Discount Prices, and Zach. And if you want to be amongst these names, consider upgrading to our Real One tier on Patreon, where you'll receive a bonus episode every month on top of other perks. And before I move into the episode, I just want to thank the rest of our Patreon supporters like Jason Daphnis, Kevin Cookman, AJ Moser, Alec Felder, Alex Krichmanoff, Alexis Davin, Alan, Ali Eleanor, Barely March, Becca NTN, Chedas, Cody Gigan, Derek Pemberton, Eleanor Grams, Racer Baby, Eric Chow, Finitrice, Gavlin, Garrus420, Holiday Kirk, Jack Tickleman, Jacqueline Kadiga, James Boss, Jeremy Bull, Josh, Willie, Matthew Herring, Matthew McPherson, Midwest Maxwell, Molly O'Brien, Nato, Rainy Dallinson, Sandy Nemo, Sarah L, Toonses, Vigil 4, Will Griffin, and Wilfer Thrill. Anyways, though, enjoy the episode. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Indieheads podcast. I'm your host, Matty Monroe. On this episode, I'm joined by Jay and two very special guests, both returning back from the pod and both from Merry-Go-Round Magazine. We have Luke Phillips and Editor-in-Chief, CJ Simonson. Welcome both back to the pod.
Thank you so much for having me.
Hello, Matty.
Hello, Luke. And we are here. Look, you see the title. You may not know exactly what it means, but you know what it means. We're returning back to the well of butt rock. It is a deep, deep well that I love to dive into. When in doubt, return to butt rock. And that is what we're doing on this episode. And we are looking at two sides of the same coin. On one end, we have butt rock covers. These are butt rock bands covering songs. And then on the other side of the coin, we have respected indie artists covering butt rock, or at least songs that I consider to be butt rock. There's one or two ones here that people might argue with me about its inclusion, but I will justify the picks when we get down to it. But this list, obviously, at least in terms of the indie artists in this list, very clearly inspired by CJ, as CJ does one of my favorite lists at the end of every year, the 50 best covers of the year. As certainly on this episode, going through those, I was able to find a lot of stuff for this. So CJ, as a cover song expert, I'm curious to hear from you on, I guess we'll sort of get this throughout the episode, but sort of in your mind, your philosophy, what makes a good cover song? Like, what is sort of the core thing that almost every cover song or good cover song has in common? Or on the other side, what does every bad cover song have in common?
Yeah, I mean, I think that we're probably going to distill some of it down, throughout this episode. I also will say, like, some of the, as you mentioned, a few of the songs that we will play, you can feel free to read about on various parts of merrygroundmagazine.com. I have highlighted a couple of them, I think 3 by my count, at the very least, maybe a couple honorable mentions. Yeah, it's a great question. When I started doing the list, the first one we published was like the best of the decade list. It was just like we were doing end of the decade coverage. And I was, I love a good cover song. And I thought it was an interesting exercise to go back through and find as many as I could that I thought were good, because I had kind of a running list in my brain. I think that there are 2 different things that can make a great cover, and they are not mutually exclusive by any stretch. I think the first is that you want a song you want a version of a song that is going to kind of make you reconsider or reappreciate elements of a song. I think that's why you see a lot of big pop hits always taken on a bunch of times. Like when Passion Fruit by Drake was a big hit. It's like you saw 15 different covers of it that year or something. And it's because like the core bones of that are like kind of immediate. They're like, it's an immediate pop sensation. That's why the same songs get covered over and over again. And so when it is just good songwriting, you can hear it in many different genres with many different styles and many different takes. And like a lot of them will be serviceably okay. And so I think hearing artists try and push and pull stuff, like sometimes it's huge swings that do not work. Sometimes it's just bad musicianship, but sometimes it works out in a really big way. You know, we'll talk about maybe a little bit of that in this podcast. I think the other thing though that we'll talk about more is like, how does someone distill down to the actual essence of what that song is and like really push or pull micro elements of it that really like land home, which we will be talking about, I think, more on this version of this podcast, because a lot of the indie bands we're specifically talking about that I think are doing good covers of butt rock songs are really like taking what are the compelling elements of the original butt rock text and like making them better or more compelling or more interesting within their own like musical genre, right? I don't know. That would be like my most broadest effort of saying it. But at the end of the day, like there are tons of good covers and tons of bad covers, and we're going to talk about a handful of real shit ones here. So
I'm curious to hear what you think are the shit ones, because I do feel like there actually might be some real disagreements on this episode, but
sure,
we will see when we get there. For you, Luke, I guess the same question for you. I mean, if there's any difference between your take and CJ's take in terms of like what makes a good cover.
I think it's kind of a spectrum, you know, and the spectrum kind of lies on an axis of how sincere you are. I think especially with butt rock, there's an earnestness to some of the covers where it's like perhaps you could say bands who had a little more taste would steer clear from some of those covers. When I think of some of my favorite quote unquote butt rock artists, I mean, honestly, like as a connoisseur of like new metal and that ilk, which is pretty close to the active radio rock, butt rock, you know, type sphere. I always really gravitated towards Deftones because their covers were always really, really good. And so I think I would probably will be rating most of these tracks on a how does it compare to a Deftones cover scale?
That's a fair take.
I think Luke hit on something important though, which is like some degree of sincerity. Like, you know what I fucking hate more than anything, and you'll never see any of them on the fucking merry-go-round list at the end of the year, is when like ex indie band covers like genuine hip hop song. Like, remember when the Gourds covered like 99 Problem, or no, they covered Hey Ya or something like that, and it's like, oof, like that kind of thing. I just honestly always look at as like, oh, cool, you figured out that like X genre can meet Y genre and like be kind of interesting. And it's like that oftentimes is never met well. And I think new metal, as Luke kind of hinted at, is probably met with a lot of that kind of bullshit where it's like, oh, cool, we could be funny by like covering Limp Bizkit or something.
It's
and
it's quite literally a smell test. And for me, the sweetest smelling butt rock cover is Alien Ant Farm Smooth Criminal. And the worst that I can think of just off the top of my head is the Framing Hanley cover of Lollipop by Lil Wayne.
Oh, that's a blast from the past.
So if you think of it in those terms, you got to arrive at Deftones, you know.
And Jay, my question for you: would you agree with my take that butt rock was the last time that anybody was happy?
Certainly. I mean, like, if you kind of run things back and just look at historically, like what was going on, there were a lot of reasons to be unhappy, and yet butt rock prevailed. It was something that, like, even if we were miserable because gas was like $5 a gallon, you know, we could at least commiserate over Nickelback and or Hinder and or Crossfade.
God, who said in the chat? But this is a spoiler for another upcoming episode that we're gonna have. Another butt rock esque episode we'll have in the works very, very soon. Was it you, Jay, or was it Cal 50 that said that, or actually it might have been Josiah Duncan, who said that being divorced from 1999 to 2007 must have been awesome.
Yes. Yeah, he said that it had to have hit. And looking back at like what was going on Divorced guys were really on a heater across all levels of taste, classes, like, between butt rock, between really sad indie rock music, just a lot of really good stuff if you were going through it emotionally. So
I lived in Orange County in the early 2010s, and I will tell you that, like, spiritually, like, that place is coated with dudes who, like, are still living the dream of, like, the divorced guy from, like, the late 90s into the early 2000s. Like, new metal still thrives there, like, they still have all of it. They want all of it.
God, I'm not going to say the song.
Awesome.
I'm not going to say the name of the song. I'm just going to hover over it for our guest and co-host today. This song, if I was a divorced dad in 2004, oh my God, this song would hit. This song already hits, but it would hit so fucking crazy, like a freight train.
There's a lot of divorced stuff going on around that song when we get there. There's some real identity crisis stuff going on. We'll chat.
But let's get into it. Let's get into it. Our first song of the evening. I saw this and I immediately was like, all right, this has to open the episode. We were talking about bad covers of rap songs, and indie rock bands can do really bad rap song covers, and so can butt rock bands. And this is Saliva's version of Eminem's "Lose Yourself." And this is not the last time we will see Saliva on this episode.
Certainly won't be.
It will not be. So we, of course, I believe we went through the saga of Saliva and then Josie Scott's Saliva on the Butt Rock number 1's Where They Now episode. But it's very funny to have double divorce energy, both divorced in the like the marriage sense, but also divorce in like, oh, you're like taking like your band breakup like really, really badly. Like you got kicked out of your band. You're taking it really, really poorly. But this song, I think what this song or like what this cover shows to me is that every butt rock singer, and I mean every butt rock singer, if you gave them the chance that, hey, take this one pill, you get to continue your career. You can play out, these shitty festivals and tour in Europe and, play these
you
like
can play
mid-level
as many state fairs as you want for the rest of your life.
Exactly. You can keep doing that if you take the blue pill. You take the red pill, you can rap just like Eminem. And every butt rock singer has taken that red pill. If every butt rock singer could rap like Eminem, like it's like, hey, we're going to strip away all of your musical abilities except for the ability to rap like Eminem. They're taking that red pill no matter what. And not even just the singers. I think 90% of musicians that are in butt rock bands would also take that red pill. Be like, yeah, I'm okay with no longer hitting like sick guitar riffs. I want to do Rap God. I want to do Rap God too.
I like that within your description though, Matty, you've kind of just described Fort Minor, right? Like,
oh yeah, like, absolutely.
Like fundamentally, that's just what you described. Is like, what if I was an indie band or like a alternative rock band, and what if I just actually had success trying to be Eminem? Like
that's
right.
That's true. I mean, Fort Minor again. They came up in the era where like Eminem was getting like really, really bad, and obviously was about to like take his hiatus to deal with his drug addiction issues. But I mean, those Fort Minor songs, look, I was a pro wrestling fan in 2006. So like those Fort Minor songs, they hit different, they hit real fucking different.
So this is,
they were heavy rotation on Fuse.
Oh yeah. This is post Josie.
This is a newer one.
This is pre Josie reintroduction.
Well, Josie's not in Saliva. That's the thing. Is that
but was he
Josie's
not
out of the band
brought back in?
I don't think he was ever brought back
okay.
in. As far as I'm aware, he was never brought back in.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember my knowledge from the last episode, but I'm fairly certain that like he leaves the band in like the beginning of the 2010s. I think for like Christianity reasons, maybe. I don't remember exactly what happened.
I was looking this up the other day because I was like, what the fuck happened there? I guess, I don't know, man. It's just one of those things where it's like, why would you kick out / like get rid of the only guy who is known from your band? Like, the only person in Saliva who had the juice was Josie Scott.
I think Jay's actually right. It says in 2019 he announced that he would be reuniting with the band for an album and tour. And then in 2023 he announced that he would be touring as a new band, and that's where Josie Scott's Saliva starts.
Which that's just a disgusting name, by the way. Like, Saliva's bad enough, but Josie Scott's Saliva. It's like, I don't want that.
But I think an important detail, at least within the context of this, is that, like, it says that he played drums and guitar and made a cameo appearance on Jay-Z's Takeover off the Blueprint. He also recorded with Lil Wayne and 3 6 Mafia.
He's the guy going, lame.
Yeah, he's doing the Bowie joke.
Yeah, he's doing the Bowie,
Yeah.
He also has a cameo in the movie Hustle and Flow, where you learn that Terrence Howard has a really, 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 really tiny penis.
Yes, that's true.
How do we not get into like any of this when we talked about Josie Scott on the last podcast?
There's
I guess we were just so into like the
interview
breakup
with Josie Scott where he talks about the Takeover.
We definitely talked about his appearance on the Jackass 2 soundtrack for getting fucked up with 3 6 Mafia, but I don't think we talked about, you know, him aiding and abetting Terrence Howard's micropenis.
God.
Hey, that man created his own formulas.
He sure did.
It's true.
His own form of
his
math.
micropenis.
Still, guys, with this cover, the math ain't mathin', and Terrence Howard could agree with that.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
Agreed there. But we have more Saliva and probably a worse cover by later on the podcast that is loaded as fuck. So
putting
this
a pin
is
in that. Yeah, I was actually thinking a lot about 8 Mile this weekend because I was in Detroit or Metro Detroit, and I went to a street festival in Chinatown in that had it was touted as having memorabilia from Chin Tiki. There's the famous Chin Tiki scene in 8 Mile, and so I wanted to see Chin Tiki, you know, swag, and they didn't have any. It was complete. It was literally just a bunch of food tents. Which was fine, but it wasn't. There was no Chin Tiki stuff, so my hopes were dashed. That song is way more dynamic than I thought it was. Like, it really builds and builds and builds, and it really does not behoove a cover or karaoke.
Yeah. It's just like I don't get the point here, other than a white boy wanting to live out his dreams and be Eminem for like 4 minutes, you know.
It's a very foolish endeavor to try to cover that song.
It's the only reason, and also, you know, letting other white boys live vicariously through you. You know, like, oh, they covered Eminem, that's crazy. But let's take a look at the comments here. From Keen Kyle 5359, my favorite band of all time and my favorite rapper. This is perfect. Sounds so damn good. So King Kyle, no taste. God. Is this supposed to be Josie Scott?
No, I mean,
I was gonna say no. The comments got this shit. Yeah, the comments got it all mixed up. But
yeah, there's a part in the Wikipedia where it says in like early 2020 he was like, "Yep, I'm going back in the studio with Saliva," and then nothing really materialized of that. Yeah. So, you know, whether COVID took that from us or not, jury's out. But seems like it
says that his son died of COVID.
Oh, shit. Well,
maybe that had something to do with it too.
That definitely has to play a factor. But Saliva,
you know what, Matty? I just remembered that we listened to his rap songs.
Oh yeah. We listened to
like diss tracks that he made against the guy that stole the band from him. And frankly, I don't know if I would let somebody back in the band after they ethered me.
Oh yeah,
on two real butt rock tracks.
Oh yeah. To be fair, again, Josie Scott should probably not be let back in Saliva, not in his current state. Yeah. You know. But nevertheless, so that was a butt rock song, or that was a butt rock band covering something. Now let's hear an artist cover some butt rock, and this is one we briefly touched on the podcast before, but you know, dedicating more of a proper space to it. This is After's cover of Crossfade's Cold, and I said this at the time around when it came out, and I will say it again: this fucking sucks. I do not like this band. I think this cover is bad on a on a variety of levels, and part of it is the fact that I do love the original version of Cold so much. I think it is the best butt rock song of all time, and that definitely plays a factor. But I think this cover revealed to me like what makes a good cover and what doesn't make a good cover. And like, to cover a song, generally speaking, this is not always, there's definitely like artists who like ironic covers, but generally speaking, when an artist covers a song, they understand that it is a good song. And I think After understands that Cold is a good song. I don't think After understands why it's a good song. They know it is a good song, but they can't get into the why it's a good song. And I honestly think that's also probably why I do not like After in general, is that like a lot of the music that they ape, you know, that like sort of 2000s pop and trip hop and all this stuff, they understand that all this music is good, but I don't think they understand why it's good. And like, there's just such a level of incuriosity to their music that is extremely frustrating, to say the least, you know. And it's Y2K slop. I hate this. I think this is so bad.
Yeah, I don't hate After the way that I think a lot of people do. I think that like, I understand people finding them derivative, but there's so much of that kind of thing in various spaces in indie music right now that to get mad at one thing, I would find to be exhausting to get mad at all of it, I guess. But I do think that like they are much better when they are trying to do like commercial 2000s radio music like Michelle Branch or something than they are when they think that they're like more of a interesting electronic like trip hoppy kind of project. That stuff almost always steers them wrong. And I think that's like especially true on this cover, where it's like oftentimes when you just have taken something big and loud and made it slow and like made it trailer music or whatever, which is kind of not far from what this is, like that never really lands for me. And I think that's especially true here, which I just think it's like frankly quite boring. And I think that you're probably right, Matty. I think they think that it's a good song. I don't think that they're trying to do this ironically. I just think that they are not quite savvy enough or interesting enough to actually make the cover good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is a completely neutral statement. I'm not super familiar with After. I am very familiar with Hold by Crossfade because I'm also a big fan. But this sounds like Tattoo to me. This sounds like ESL. I understand this band is from Los Angeles, but yeah, it sounds like a K-pop band covering Cold. I do not like it.
Yeah, it's neutered for sure. I kind of get what you're saying, Matty, in terms of like, I think they know that it's a good song, and yet like taking out all of the big riffs and the stupid solo, like it just does not suit it for a cover. Now, I'm a little biased because my uncle is the guy that just says "never meant to be so cold" on the chorus and does nothing else in the song.
Wait, what?
That's so sick.
No, I'm
That's so sick.
You can't just drop his lore like that.
That'd be a crazy lore drop.
Yeah, no, it's just a fun little lie to say.
You could get your uncle to do karaoke with you for the end of time, and you'd be a god.
And he's just doing the never meant.
Jay,
to be
you
so
should
cold.
tell people that at bars, though. That's like such an innocent white lie to tell people that like they'd be like, "Oh my god, that's amazing." Like one time I was in the bar, like at a bar in Orange County, like this is so long ago, like when Father John Misty had just put out his first record, and some guy was like, "Oh yeah, I'm like Father John Misty's drummer," and like I knew who that was, but I was like, what a random lie to tell people, because it was obviously not true. I was like, who are you trying to impress? But that is the kind of thing you should just tell people and just see if anyone just walks away and is like, wow, that was crazy. That guy's like uncle was on Cold.
I can't believe I met that guy. Yeah. The actual lore that I have is that, and this does somewhat relate to the criticism, right? Is that like, I think the lyrics to Cold are really great, but I don't think that they do the entire thing service when you have taken everything and made it like lo-fi trip hoppy. But the testament to the lyrics of Cold being good is that back in, I don't know, when did the song come out? 2004 or 2005?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think I was in like middle school. My friend had talked to a girl and they were like dating the way that middle schoolers were dating, and he wrote her a poem, and she was like, "Oh my god, like this is a beautiful poem that you wrote me." He was like, "I did not write her a poem. I wrote the lyrics to Cold on a notebook paper and gave it to her and said that I wrote her this poem, and she loved it."
Really good.
I don't know if she heard the song. He never got any like pushback about, writing Cold by Crossfade, but yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, there is, that kind of adolescent mindset that I think about whenever I think about Cold. Because when I think of Cold, I think of listening to it on my boombox on Banana 101.5 in Flint, Michigan. And they're probably currently playing The Machine Shop. But Cold came in the wake. I just looked it up on Wikipedia. Cold came out almost exactly a year after a song I always associate with Cold, which is Stupid Girl by
Yes.
Cold.
Oh yeah,
Just
is that the one
by-
that Rivers Cuomo helped write?
Yeah,
Yes.
co-written by Rivers Cuomo.
Oh my god.
Wow.
It's essentially a post-green, pre-maladroit track.
Jay, did you say that was in middle school or high school that they wrote that note?
It was in middle school, like for
Yeah.
certain. Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely.
I'm just trying to imagine a 12-year-old sitting down and being like, I never really wanted you to go. So many things you should have known. I guess for me, there's just no hope. I never meant to be so cold. And some like 12-year-old girl being like, oh my God, he's so in touch with his feelings.
Ah, damn.
It's the perfect scam.
Yeah,
it is.
If you go back and listen to Stupid Girl by Cold and imagine that it's Rivers Cuomo singing the whole thing, it does just sound like down-tuned Weezer.
Oh yeah, no,
I mean,
I hear the melody. I'm like, yeah, that's a Rivers melody.
He
Yeah.
does do backing vocals on it, so you can hear him on the track.
That's
so
true.
it's like, yeah.
God. I just want to read this one comment here because I don't this commenter definitely didn't mean this as a diss, but like it certainly reads like a diss to me, just with my own context, my own coconut tree falling off my head or whatever the fuck Kamala Harris said. From Walter Mellon 4965. Heard this in an H&M yesterday and had to find out immediately who this was. Excellent cover. And that says it all to me. They are an H&M band, and
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Succinct.
But that being said, please buy After's new album on vinyl and CD near a fine retailer near you if you would like to keep paying my rent, Maddie Monroe's
Much like
rent.
H&M.
Much like H&M. If you want to keep paying my rent, please buy whatever the new After album is on vinyl and CD, so I can keep living in beautiful Durham, North Carolina. But yeah.
I'm kind of just imagining that person now who is like probably, I would guess, at least my age of 35, that was like, this is a cover of Crossfade just sitting in the H&M, and then they Shazam it. They're like, this is wonderful. This is the best thing I've ever heard.
I'm just trying to buy a belt.
Yeah.
I have to wonder.
It's that girl from the middle school, and she's like, holy
Yes.
shit.
It finally clicked. Yes.
She's like,
Wow.
she's like, wait a
When I
second.
first heard this,
They
I
stole
was
my
at a
middle
Hot
school
Topic.
boyfriend's song. They stole my
Yeah.
middle school boyfriend's song. What the
The
hell?
evolution from the Hot Topic to the H&M over the course of 20
yeah.
years.
Mm,
The migration.
God, that's
And yet, with the way that the damn kids are dressing nowadays, you never would have known that anything happened in the last 20 years.
You
Facts.
think they'd be at Abercrombie and Fitch or something.
Exactly.
facts.
Exactly.
But yeah, not good. I don't like it. I don't like this band. L.A. derogatory band is After to me. But nevertheless, let's get back to the butt rock. We've got a butt rock cover, and this is one of the most iconic butt rock covers of all time. It's Nonpoint's cover of Phil Collins' "In the Air Tonight." That was also on the soundtrack for the Michael Mann Miami Vice movie. So, like, here's the thing. This cover is great, I would say. Like, I think this is a great cover, and it takes some pretty big swings, especially for a butt rock band that, like, maybe wouldn't work, but, like, they pull it off. But also, like, 10% of that is really just, like, you're watching clips of Jamie Foxx and Colin Firth be cool as fuck while this plays, and you're
Colin
like,
Farrell.
man, that's me. that's me for real.
It's a cover that to me works so much better in the context of like a visual montage than it does on its own, because most of the time when I hear it like devoid of any cool like Jamie Foxx walking away from an explosion type of shit, I'm like, okay, but like you got rid of the most iconic part of the song, which is the opening drums. Like, I don't know.
I do think that it works because like it understands that like the key is like, okay, if we're gonna get rid of like the power of that like that drum fill, you know, the dun 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 dun, like by basically stripping away like the song's initial minimalism, like that's a really big risk to take, but I do think that they make it work by like trying to like hang on to the emotions of the song and then giving those big moments like the extra power to make up for like that lack of minimalism, you know, like
yeah. Look, when I said at the top that like sometimes you take big swings and like that is, you know, polarizing in some sense, it's like I don't know whether or not I love this cover per se, but I really respect a lot of the decisions that are obviously made through it. And like again, like, you know, we're watching the video on the Zoom stream as we're having this conversation, and every time they cut to Colin Farrell, you're like, yeah, that's the sickest thing I've ever seen. And the only thing he should be walking to is this cover of In the Air Tonight, you know?
Exactly.
I mean, when you got, I just thought about this contextually, but it's, I mean, you know, Michael Mann's Miami Vice was 2006. So that's already 4 years after GTA Vice City and I Love the 80s. So we were an entire, you know, presidential term, essentially, into, you know, the 80s nostalgia bait, which this was just, you know, seeped in.
Yeah, I rewatched this movie like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Way better than like I even remember it being, and I thought it was pretty sick when I was 15 years old.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, damn. This shit is actually extremely sick, but it did give my cousin like a level of brain poisoning where since seeing this movie, he has like modeled his own personal style off of Colin Farrell in Miami Vice, which is not like the worst thing that we can do, right? But like, it's still happening.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, all right, man, like we're 20 years removed. I think it's kind of coming back around.
Yeah.
But
look,
it had a whole Twitter thing like 2 years ago. Brandon, what's his name? He writes for Vulture and The Ringer and stuff. Tweeted out that he loves it, and then it went into this whole like spiral of people debating about like Miami Vice and all this stuff. And then it literally led to like a bunch of like rep theaters in New York and LA like adding screenings of it because it was like such a hotly debated thing. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was very big on
funny.
film Twitter for a brief moment.
Twitter, yeah.
Yeah, I think it does get like a bad rap for just being kind of like a misunderstood classic of its time. And I know that like around COVID, a lot of people started really getting into Michael Mann and like making it part of their identity, but they're not willing to take the leap into Miami Vice.
I think it was always kind of thought of as a lesser man. And then, you know, now people are kind of coming around to, well, the lesser man is really the Dark Knight.
Facts.
A different part of film Twitter you're referencing.
It's really a better man than people would say.
I was going to say, people used to think that they could find a better man, and now debatable.
Yeah, again, no one went to go see A Better Man in the theaters, you know, and that's both the most recent Michael Mann movie and also the Robbie Williams monkey biopic, which I still need to see.
Michael Mann directed that?
No. I'm making a pun. I'm just saying that no one saw Ferrari, and also nobody saw A Better Man.
I saw Ferrari. And Ferrari's perfectly adequately fine. Jay, you've seen the movie recently. You tell me whether or not my impression of Miami Vice, this one micro impression I have that I literally has been sitting in my brain for 20 years, is correct. I believe she goes, how fast does that go? And he goes very fast.
Yeah, you're locked in.
Nailed it. Haven't seen the movie in 20 years, but I know that that's right.
Oh my God. But
I'm a fiend for mojitos.
A fiend for mojitos. Yeah.
Fiend for mojitos.
Also, I mean, we didn't even mention the white boy dreads on the Nonpoint singer. Those are
he's Cuban. He's
wild.
Cuban.
Oh, he's Cuban.
He's Cuban. Just put it out there. Just hey, listen.
That's still a level.
I'm reporting the facts. I'm reporting the facts. I'm not.
All right, Cuban boy dreads, which is still cultural appropriation in some way. God, but again, this was the era, this was the era. But yeah,
it's kind of wild that they do like they choose to just do the big drum crescendo before every chorus and not the one chorus like on the Phil Collins original. You're like, we know what you're here for.
It's very charming.
Let's just get cut to the chase here.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a very charming butt rockism of just no subtlety. There's this so I know cowards who use subtext and they're all cowards. It's no subtext needed. But
not a band that I would have thought would have on their Wikipedia needed the like timeline graph thing of like how long people were and what eras of the band people were on.
Oh Jesus, let's do it.
The Nonpoint member graph.
God.
Yeah, which is a lot. And also, I'm just saying, Matty, they have a record that apparently either is about to come out or has come out this year. You could very easily have on the Butt Rock pod one of the members of Nonpoint.
I think most of our butt rock guys, I have a don't tap the glass mentality when it comes to them. I don't want to tap the glass with them.
I think that's pure cowardice. I think that people want to hear you try and figure out an hour-long conversation about Nonpoint with one of the potentially original or later members.
Possibly, but also I'm just like, what the hell do we have to talk about? But let me pick. Oh yeah, I mean. Obviously not the craziest chart, but still like
not the craziest chart, but nonetheless,
it is a chart.
They've really never taken the longest break they took. This new record is their first in 8 years.
Yeah,
Wow.
I mean, I assume COVID. It's right around when COVID hit, so definitely understand. All right, you take
the world's
a break.
Been waiting.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, the last album was released through a record label that I work for.
Oh God,
look at that.
Connections. Back around.
He still has. I mean, yeah, he still has the dreads. That's a crazy move, but you know what? I respect the commitment. I guess.
I feel like
outlasted Adam Duritz.
Yeah, shit.
That's true.
And Adam Duritz had motion too. He could have kept those for a while.
No, Adam Duritz fucked the game up and started dating a woman who was like, maybe you cut him.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't seen the Counting Crows documentary on HBO, you learn why he cut the dreads.
Yes.
Fuck. I need to find out. But
it's an okay doc.
But
it's pretty fine.
Let's keep it moving. Again, we have 2 Saliva covers on here, and we also have 2 Midwife covers on here. And here's the first one. We've got Midwife covering "Send the Pain Below" by Chevelle. And this is in a similar way of it is a potentially risky cover by really stripping the song down to its absolute bare essentials, but what it makes up for in its minimalism is just an understanding of what makes the song work, is just like that tension and how to release it. Like he understands that releasing the tension is more about the vocals than anything else. Like I wouldn't say that like "Send the Pain Below" is a song that like has like a super powerful instrumental thing you have to keep in the song. Like the power's in the performance, and Midwife understands to keep the performance really, really strong in this one. Although if I have any complaints, there's a distinct lack of snowboarding in the music video for the Midwife cover. And,
I was going to say the same thing.
And look, it's cool watching flies drink milk or whatever this is that they're drinking, but I need to see some sick snowboarding moves. Oh, it's ice cream. Duh, of course it's not
ice cream.
Paying attention, but I'm curious to hear your guys' thoughts on this cover.
I'm pro Midwife covers in general. Like I mean, I haven't written about this one, but the one that we'll talk about after this, I have. I think that talented covers artist has made grace the list a handful of times, and I think that there's a type of like dark slowcore minimalism kind of cover type that often works for me personally, and I think that this is within Midwife's whole oeuvre is like definitely within that, and I am very pro. Again, like it's more artistic than the slowed down trailer thing, right? Like It's not just done out of some kind of like purely cinematic like decision making. It feels like it has a lot more like teeth and crunch, and like there's just a lot more interesting textures happening here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I have a bias here because I'm almost certain I've seen Midwife covering this song with you, Matty, at a laundromat in Los Angeles.
Oh yeah, fuck, that was my last LA show.
Yeah.
Before I moved. Fucking A, yeah, that was a show with Phony. That was a sick that was a sick show. But yeah, she almost certainly played it during that laundromat show. But Jay, your thoughts on Send the Pain Below?
Yeah, I'm like also extremely pro Midwife covers. Actually, like this one ranks somewhat low. Like if I had to rank all of them, right?
Agreed.
This is lower on the list. I really love that cover that she did of Gone Away by The Offspring that's on Luminol. I think that's a really fantastic cover. When I interviewed her for Stereo Gum in 2024, I asked her about the covers because on the last record, she covered, I don't remember, Roland, God, what is his name? The song Automatic, I think is, I don't remember the name, and I'm bad with this. But she did two covers. She did that, and she did the cover of Better Off Alone by Alice DJ on the last record. And I asked her, like, okay, you're doing a lot of covers and incorporating them into the record. Like, what kind of, not what gives, but, you know, like, what's the reasoning behind that? And it's like, she said that she really liked connecting with other people's songs and then, like, adapting them to what she was going through / like her sound and reinventing it in that way. And I was like, all right, cool. I think that's a solid explanation. And I think that, like, I don't know, there's sometimes that you're listening to songs, you're like, damn, what this person is saying is probably going to be better than what I could say about it in terms of how I'm applying it to my life. So yeah, I mean, again, really strongly pro Midwife covers, but again, not like this one's not high on the list, but it's still a really, really, really good cover. So
yeah, the Better Off Alone one is like worth, like, you know, don't pause the podcast and go listen to it, but the moment it ends, like, go give that a listen, because I think that's also quite excellent, and obviously not really within the butt rock oeuvre, but
yeah,
worth a check out.
I caught her, she played a very small show in Denver like a year before the record came out, and she covered it, and I was like, okay, I need that recorded immediately because it was just outstanding.
Hell yeah. Well, we have more Midwife to get into on this episode. So, like, let's return to a very deep well. West Mud back on the pod. And this one was a random ass find. I was just trying to find shit for the playlist, and just randomly this popped up, and I was like, oh, thank God that we could talk about Puddle of Mud once again with their cover of Rolling Stones' Gimme Shelter. It's been almost a year since we did that Butt Rock number one's Where They Now episode. I don't think there's been any major Wes updates since then. But
just him going to the Jiffy Lube and showing off his cool new song to his buddy.
Exactly, his friends at the Jiffy Lube. But this cover is like, at least when it came out, is in like a very interesting like midpoint for their career, because like it's right in between when they like first blow up in like 2002, you know, and like Glory and She Hates Me and Control come out, you know, that first like major label Puddle of Mud record. And then, of course, 2020, when the About a Girl cover comes out, everyone realizes, oh, wow, this is what Puddle of Mud's up to these days? Eesh. But you hear this, and, like, Wes's voice on this is not as shredded, obviously, as it was when they covered About a Girl. But you understand, like, you hear this and you go, okay, like, the signs are there. You know, that cover didn't come out of nowhere, you know. Wes is not taking very good care of his voice, as you hear the like. I tried to describe this in the last time we talked about it, like his voice now has just, there's such a like a nasaliness to it that like wasn't fully apparent before. More just like he's having to like tap into the nose knows a little more to like.
Oh, he's been
get
tapping
those
into the
notes.
nose, brother.
Well,
Let me tell you.
obviously, he's been
Yeah.
tapping the nose in two ways. You know, both in a drug sense and a trying to sing live sense. But that being said, this cover is not bad. It's a perfectly faithful cover. I think obviously you got to have the backing vocals. The backing vocals save this from being like completely mediocre to like, that's fine. You know,
Who's doing the backing vocals? Do you know?
I have no idea. I might have to like, because Wes obviously doesn't credit who is doing them. I may have to check Spotify and see if they have.
20 feet from West.
God.
I don't know. This does very little for me in the sense that, like, I agree with you, Matty, that it's like serviceable. Like it's a serviceable cover of a thing, but then that to me means like, why does it need to exist? Like,
Oh yeah, for
it's
sure.
not particularly interesting. It's not really like, it's like when I see Puddle of Mud, Gimme Shelter, I'm like, okay, I can see in my mind's eye what kind of like hard rock, butt rocky kind of version of that song could exist. And then like that also isn't this though. And like as impressive as I think like, yeah, the backing vocals I think as should be for a Gimme Shelter cover are stupendous. This is just like a relatively faithful, fairly boring, and like that's its biggest sin. It's just, it's so attached to the source text, like it's actually bad almost.
It's perfectly cromulent.
Certainly.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it. Like, I don't know. Just compared to some of the stuff on the playlist, I'm like, you know what? This is. I was not offended. I was not mad. I was just like, yeah, that's Gimme Shelter, all right.
But I'd almost rather be offended or mad. Like,
In a
at
way,
least
true.
you fucking
That is
did
true.
something and I thought it sucked. Like, here, I'm just like, who cares? Like, why would I ever listen to this again?
That's
Versus
true.
at least, like, the After one, or at least, you know, any of the Saliva ones, I'm like, you would at least show your buddy. You know, you'd be like,
Yeah.
dude, you gotta see this fucking thing.
Also,
like,
also knowing how bad Puddle of Mud cover can get, you know, it's like I want to be entertained more.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. Entertain me. Wow me. At least, like, take a fucking swing. Like, put your dick on the table and let me measure it. Like, this thing does nothing. It's just like, this might as well be like my buddy's, like, band playing Gimme Shelter in his garage.
Yeah.
Like, there's no difference. Like, we could go to Nashville and hear 100 versions of this.
True.
Very much hometown dive bar, or not even dive bar, hometown bar core, where like
Yeah.
I go down to the bar every Friday and there's a band. This is what would happen if Martin Scorsese only directed Chevrolet commercials.
Yeah.
There's a definitive cover of this song by Grand Funk Railroad, Flint, Michigan's own Grand Funk Railroad from
Yeah.
1971.
I will say, also a crazy timeline list for this band on their Wikipedia.
Oh,
Much
yeah.
longer
Yeah.
than the last one.
Yeah.
My God.
The Puddle of Mud story is a very sad and tragic one, but you know, kind of funny. It's kind
Blurry.
My God, brother.
Puddle of Mud
Yeah,
story.
He hasn't been able to keep a drummer for the last year and a half.
I mean, he's not been able to keep like a band member. He's not been able to keep like any
I
band.
guess that's fair.
I mean, which is the classic
Kind
case.
of the
of-
Spinal
it's-
Tap of post grunge.
Yeah. I mean, classic case
It's the
of like
nicest thing that's ever been said.
God. Classic case of just like Wes Scantlin is a solo artist that just so happens to have a band. Because like
Sure.
Wes Scantlin's not selling records, but Puddle of Mud, that's a name that sells records, you know.
Yeah, look, many such cases. I just think it's funny when the Wikipedias highlight, like, oh, all these individual band members that no one gives a fuck about. Like, no, they've been flipping.
God. But it's whatever. But we get to, I think this is one that I could see us having maybe potentially contentious opinions on, and one that I went in with low expectations for, because I'm just like, all right, Lucy Dacus covering Lips of an Angel. All right, this is probably gonna fucking suck, or just gonna be like maybe just at best mediocre. But God damn it, her cover of Lips of an Angel by Hinder, it was kind of moving. It was kind of moving to me. I was
She
moved
gotcha,
by
Maddie.
this. She because like again, she understands the song. She understands why "Lips of an Angel" is a good song. There's no tongue in
I
cheek.
think you just love this song, man.
Well, yes, that obviously helps a lot.
Covering the song will make you feel that way. You'll be like, wow,
it works.
Incredible song.
It works for me. I didn't formally rank this on the like best covers of 2020 playlist or list that I do for Merry-Go-Round, because I have specific rules when I do those lists that like the songs have to be widely available to listen to for free, basically. And this was on Stereo Gum's like Save Stereo Gum covers compilation. Mm-hmm. That's probably why you're where you found it from on YouTube. But like, I think this is like pretty serviceably good. And like, Lucy Dacus has some real fucking stinkers of some covers. Like her Dancing in the Dark cover is fucking horrible. Like she's absolutely prone to like, she is an artist who will cover a lot of stuff, and I really respect that she throws a lot of shit at the wall. I also will say a lot of it is pretty bad. And I would say this is like definitely on the better end of that spectrum for sure.
Yeah. I just, again, I think, well, Luke, you know this moment from one of the many times I did Lips of an Angel at the drawing room. I learned that lesbians love this song. Lesbians love Lips of an Angel. And if you think that I'm making a generalization or I'm just making a bit on the podcast, I did this at karaoke once, and 2 lesbian couples made out while I did it. I didn't see it, but I was told by trusted sources that it happened. So I can verifiably say that lesbians love this song.
I saw it.
But yeah,
you're a lesbian listening to the show. Write in. Tell us why.
Yeah,
if you're a lesbian,
the girl
please,
reading this.
please, confirm or deny that you love Lips of an Angel or not. But yeah, this just works. This just really, really works. It doesn't put the tongue in cheek. It just plays it very, very straight, and it's not like
or lesbian.
To go back to the sincerity thing, she sincerely seems to love this song.
Of course.
Yeah.
So
it's a great
song. Absolutely. Well, she'd have to.
Just imagine her and the little one from Boy Genius making out to this song.
Jesus Christ.
Might have been who we saw at Drawing Room that fateful night.
Hey,
they've been known to make out in Los Angeles at various clubs and bars. So I would not be shocked. I've many friends of mine have seen Baker and Dacus macking out.
This is true. I think that is how I found out that they were dating, because I think one of our friends told us that they saw them at a club.
Drawing room doing karaoke.
They were at Drawing Room. But yeah, I still love Lips of an Angel. My journey with Lips of an Angel is very funny, because I went in, I think when we talked about this on the podcast like 6 years ago, when we did our should have been Butt Rock #1s, when we were doing the Butt Rock #1 series, I think I came in being like, this song sucks, yada yada, and then over time I was like, okay, yeah, it's ironically kind of fun, and then now I'm just sincerely like, yeah, that's just a great song. That's just a great song. I love doing a karaoke.
Matty. It's really getting a few beers in you, though. You've always loved this song.
Oh yeah, no, obviously. Like I did this at karaoke most recently, and like people were going crazy. They loved it.
It's a Lighters in the Air all-timer power ballad.
God.
This would have been a hit in any era.
Yeah.
Truly.
This is a modern standard.
It's a timeless classic.
Kinda, yeah. Like, I mean,
it is a frozen wine. Like, this song is a frozen wine. Is how I would describe it. Like, it's beautifully encased, but not in the way that you think.
What Matty means by that is that it was already kind of a relic when it came out. So that way it stood the test of time.
God. Like, hey, you can thaw it out any time, but what's the fun in that?
It was kind of the caveman lawyer of 2005.
Yes, the modern world of not being able to call your ex-girlfriend in the middle of the night frightens and confuses me.
Yeah. It's just like in an era of like My Chemical Romance, suddenly there was a Motley Crue song that was popular.
Yeah.
Like it was very Avenged Sevenfold adjacent.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, like in their peak, Motley Crue covering this song would fucking rip.
Oh, it would be so sick.
That's true. I'm gonna go back in time to give Motley Crue "Lips of an Angel" before Hinder.
Oh my god.
Then
Sweet.
Yeah,
if
it's
that,
like
if that happens, then there's no grunge. Like Smells Like Teen Spirit doesn't hit the rock world like
Yeah.
a wrecking ball. Like
That's Back to the Future 4.
Yes.
no, it's more like the
Rings.
Danny Boyle. It's like the Danny Boyle. Was it yesterday?
The
Oh,
Beatles
yeah.
movie. Yeah. That was a
Yeah.
prequel to the Odyssey, or the sequel to the Odyssey, I thought.
God.
Was it?
But anyways.
If you wanted to know, I know you moved past it, but there are only 6 comments on the video, and they're clearly all from lesbians. So
Oh yeah,
we
yeah,
can move
yeah.
on.
Let's take a look.
Type
Yep.
shit.
Type shit.
Oh,
Someone
yeah.
says "Holy Bingle." Is that what it
Holy
says?
effing
effing
Bingle. Yeah, that's a lesbian.
Is that like
His name is Girl
Is that-
Knives. Yeah, that's a lesbian.
is that like a lesbian Big Bang Theory? Is that something they say on the L word?
That's their bazinga.
Bingle, bingle. Not my business.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right.
I had to look up what Bingle is. I'm not even sure.
what
what is
this,
bingle?
CJ?
We're not
Well,
supposed to
Mir-
know. We are not supposed to know. Stop.
Yeah, Merriam
Not our culture.
Merriam-Webster.
Yeah.
Merriam-Webster, a lesbian in and of herself, says a woman's short bob, partly shingled at the back, or it might be an Australian slang for a minor car crash. Who knows?
Yeah, that could be a Australian.
Neither really makes sense in the context of "Lips of an Angel" by Lucy Dacus, but what do I know?
Yeah. Lesbians, they frighten and confuse me, you know.
Yeah.
God. Oh, Mr. Bingle Dillards. Oh, Mr. Bingle is terrifying. I'm gonna move on from that.
I don't like that. Don't Google
oh.
Mr. Bingle.
Well, now I realize what our next song is, and this.
No,
this
you're
is,
thinking of
No,
Mike,
we
that's
gotta
Mike
rip the
Patton's
Band-Aid off.
band, Mr.
Mr.
Bingle.
Bingle.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
Nope.
Rip the Band-Aid off, Matty.
Yeah.
Jump into it.
We're back to Saliva, and
How do we not have like a Mr. Bungle cover on this list? I think that Mr. Bungle is kind of
Are they-
adjacent to.
Are they butt rock?
Well, they're kind of like, I guess, like what would you categorize? Mr.
I
Bungle
would
is
say
just,
that they are butt, but I
yeah,
don't know
they are
if they're butt rock.
No,
Yeah.
they are ass. They're not a good band, but I don't know
No.
how you would categorize them. It's like if prog sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like if Juggalos got guitars.
but
Honestly,
The thing is, when you look
yeah.
at Mr. Bungle, one of the genres it will flag is like funk metal, and I think that unfortunately a lot of bands that we would consider butt rock like will have some
Leaned
designation
into
of
that.
funk metal.
For
in the
sure.
genre.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Mhm.
They're kind of like they're the Wario to Anthony Kiedis's Mario.
You know, we're not really talking about the song that's on right now.
Sorry.
But no. I'm not trying to like steer us back onto it. But what a choice from
Yeah.
the Saliva Gang on this one.
yeah, there's
I don't
much.
I don't
discuss.
even really like know. I listened to it before, like when I was studiously going over Maddie's playlist before the podcast. I don't really know this Michael Jackson song at
It's
all. Should I?
No, I mean, I think it's more famous because of the controversy that the
Yes,
video.
and I was reading all about that, and that
Yeah.
does feel like a fresh thing that I was as I was reading, I was I do kind of remember a little bit of this, and I remember that there were Spike Lee music videos, but I really don't know I don't think I'd ever heard the song really prior to that. I just know of it in lore, not in actual sound.
It's the MJ song with slurs in it.
Slurs.
That's
yeah.
right.
Well, there's a lot of crazy ass things about this song. Obviously, the fact that a bunch of white boys doing this MJ song in particular is okay, that's a little crazy, especially doing it in 2025.
It's no Smooth Criminal by Alien Farm. I'll say that much.
And that's the standard bearer for any, not just just any Michael Jackson cover. That is your
Surely.
that's the level you have to strive for.
Right. I would say maybe even better than the original.
Mm-hmm. But I think an especially crazy thing about this is that they kept the Gimme line. That's
Yeah.
that's nuts.
Yep.
Well,
Crazy.
They did keep the Jew line, but they didn't keep the slur that comes
Right.
right after
You
it. And I was like,
you
well,
gotta
okay, thank
excise
God.
something.
But also, Who's their editor?
Yeah.
Who's editing at the Saliva camp? This is
certainly not a member of the tribe.
No. This is an insane song to cover because, like, it's, yes, like, I understand the societal, like, bent and implications of the song, but it's released by Michael at a time where, like, Michael's facing a lot of allegations in the news, and his response is to put out this song that's like, listen, like, they don't care about you or me, they just care about getting rich. And it's like, right, but also we do need to talk about a lot of the things that you've been accused of doing, sir. Like, I understand what's going on, and putting this one, being like, yeah, let's cover that one. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing?
I think it's crazy that like Spike Lee came out and defended it all and was just like tried to use like double standard arguments and said that like John Lennon using the N-word was like a precedent for him to be able to do this, even though that had been like decades prior. And like,
and also got a lot of shit at the time. Like no one was like, oh, he was right to do that. It's like, no, nobody thought you were right to do that.
Yeah.
Will they tackle that whole thing in Michael too?
Oh, I hope so.
God,
hey, it was a post OJ era, you know, like
I don't know if it was. It was 93.
Was They Don't Care About Us in 93? I thought it was 96.
96.
96. So
Okay.
it would have been.
Okay,
it would have been. Yeah, it was OJ era.
Yeah, it was on his story.
God.
Okay.
But yeah, like I will say this. I think like a rock cover of this song on paper, just as a song, just the bones of the song, it's like, yeah, that works. That I understand wanting to do that. I just don't know that it should be a band full of white boys, especially really dumb white boys like the members of Saliva. You know, like I could see a different band doing this, but not Saliva. Oh God, which yeah, Public Enemy. We will get to Public Enemy in just a moment, in a much more ironic.
I think to Luke's point, like, you know, with the Alien Ant Farm thing and kind of what you were saying, Maddie, it's like I don't have to squint to see why someone would take Michael Jackson and transport it into this type of genre. I just think like most of the decisions they're in, including the song choice, are like baffling enough that you're like kind of like, oh, that doesn't need to exist in the world. It's actually like very bad, possibly evil thing to exist.
Mm-hmm. God.
The vibes are off. Let me just say that.
Yeah. Wait, apparently this came out in 2016, but for some reason it's only getting like a video now? Wait, no, it says 2025. I'm not sure why there's a comment saying this came out in 2016. Like if this came out in 2016, I'm like, okay, I sort of understand like wanting to cover, but in 2025, it's like, yeah,
no,
there's
you
all the Trump shit.
Don't say that. That 2016? No, I don't think so. It's still way too late.
That's true. But yeah. Comment from Jeffrey Sage 6806. This song is badass, and so life sucks because it's so true.
Oh my God.
Facts. Big facts.
Talk to him. to him.
But yeah,
I guess it could have been worse. They could have covered "You Are Not Alone."
that's true. But yeah, I think this is the most misguided cover on the list today, but it's not the worst cover we'll talk about. I think it's a close second, but I don't think, I think there is a worse song on this list. But not a bad cover coming up next. And this one is I would say this is controversial in a different sense. Like Saliva doing "They Don't Care About Us" is just like, that's crazy. I guess for me the controversy is more just like, I think people may disagree with me calling "Hanging by a Moment" a butt rock song.
That was going to be my question.
I think at the very least, I think for one, I had to stretch a little bit to like fill out the playlist. Sure. But also I would say that, like, I think "Hanging by a Moment" at the very least, it is spiritually butt rock. Like it is in the butt rock era. So
definitely in the era. To me, it's definitely fits more in line with a specific type of post-grunge like sound that was popular at that time that didn't quite hit into the butt rock thing. But I obviously understand that like it was getting played next to all of that stuff, you know.
Yeah, it's a bit
like
of a
this,
stretch.
I like this cover.
It's Christian rock. It's Christian active rock.
Yes.
It's like Creed.
Is
It's
Lifehouse
got the
Christian?
spirit of Jesus Christ flowing through them.
Lifehouse
Yeah, I don't know. Are
was
Lifehouse Christian?
they're a Christian band like Creed was a Christian band. Like, oh yeah, we're Christians, but we're not a Christian rock band, even though
All of the members are Christian, in so much they are a Christian band, but they make secular music.
exactly.
Got it. Just like all the best bands.
Yeah, exactly. But this slow pulp cover,
Their songs are just generic enough where you can apply them to Jesus Christ or a romantic partner.
exactly, and I think "Hanging by a Moment," the song itself, is perfectly fine, and I think this cover is perfectly fine. It understands the essence of the song, and but the song's essence is one that just barely speaks to me. Like, yeah, it's a totally fine song of the era, but not one that I go to bat for, you know, like especially compared to other stuff that's like in this, like, I guess the minivan rock genre. Like, there's other stuff that I would go way more to bat for than Hanging by a Moment, Lifehouse.
CJ, would you say that Everclear or minivan rock?
I mean, they've got songs about minivans.
Yeah.
I think I love this cover. This ranked high on my list, whatever year this came out. I also love this original song. Like, I remember being like 7 years old or whatever, and like being driven from soccer practice, thinking that there was just a lot more to life, and like staring out the window as "Hanging by a Moment" by Lifehouse or "You and Me" by Lifehouse. I don't know why those two songs, but they would come on the radio, and I was like, wow, like sadness, it's real. And I was like 6 years old or whatever it was, and so I hear this, and I'm like, you know what, slow pulp. I think amp it up in all the right ways. I think that it is, and I like slow pulp fine, but I think that this is a pretty, serviceably fun cover of a song that is pretty moody and too self-serious, probably.
Yeah, having profound thoughts playing Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask when you're 10 years old. And this is blaring on the radio.
There is more to all of it, you know? And the Christian
we
band...
gotta dig a little deeper here.
God. Also, the top comment here is incredible. I love this cover. Forwarded it to an absolutely beautiful woman the night before I found out she was seeing someone else. Complete and total breakdown.
That's what this song is for, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's you. Norma Jean Voss 9532. You get it.
Hey, shout out WKNC in Raleigh. Look at that.
Fucking oh yeah.
DJ, would you happen to know who produced "Hanging by a Moment" by Lifehouse?
I don't, but I'm excited for you to blow my mind with who did.
It is Bruce Springsteen producer Ron Anianello.
Wow. Okay.
I hear it. I hear it a little bit.
Maybe.
You know,
maybe the boss is a fan of Lifehouse.
it's entirely possible. Jay,
so there's a straight line from "Hanging by a Moment" to "Radio Nowhere."
Wow.
I can't dispute that whatsoever.
Is there anybody alive out there?
God. But yeah. Any lingering thoughts on slow pulp "Hanging by a Moment" before we get into our next song?
I have not a single thought about that cover, frankly. I just it's like, I would hear this at an indie rock show no matter where I lived. And slow pulp just happens to be big enough that not everybody can do that now. So good on.
You know what it is that it's like you said that the after cover was like H&M core, like derogatory, and I think that, like, to me the slow pulp cover is like H&M core, like complimentary.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it was borderline Abercrombie and Fitch.
Yeah, it's very XMU is what I would say about this slow pulp.
Yeah,
slow pulp in general are a very XMU band, but this is like
totally.
Yeah, very very serious XMU coded, but
it's app.
But our next song is speaking of Sirius XM, this is probably Sirius XM octane coded, and that is Stain's cover of "Bring the Noise" featuring Fred Durst. Although it's mostly Stained, it's mostly Aaron
This is
Lewis.
a copy of a copy of a copy. This is crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, this one I could have maybe found a more creative cover, but I'm just like I saw Stain featuring
This
Fred
is like
Durst.
the new metal snake eating its own tail. Like this is the new metal like Ouroboros.
Exactly. Of course, this cover of the Public Enemy and Anthrax song, and like it's not very good. Obviously, again, there's no reason to cover this song. It's perfect as it is. There's nothing new you can add to that song to make it any better. Mind you, this is for like a tribute album, so like sure, whatever, stakes are low. But also, this is an extremely funny cover, considering the political journey that Aaron Lewis has gone down in the last
I was about to say
decade or so.
You just I just heard Aaron Lewis say Farrakhan's a prophet that I think you ought to listen to. Hell yeah, brother. That's hell yeah.
She was saying that shit still.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's listen, man. Go for it. Whatever you say, Aaron. World's yours.
It's just like, man, how do you miss the point of this song to such a level, Like are you just paying attention to the aesthetics alone, brother? Come on now.
Yeah,
come on now.
Quite literally.
They for sure were. The conceit of this cover was like, okay, we've heard the Anthrax, team up on the secondary level of the cover, and then like, what if we just added DJ scratches and fucking like really amped up the new metal qualities to it? Like, I actually don't think it's like the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. I think like, especially when I compare it to like the Puddle of Mud, Gimme Shelter cover, where I'm like, well, this is boring as shit. At least I'm listening to this being like, well, again, this is unnecessary to have in the world, but at least I'm a little intrigued by it. As a political artifact, I find it to be extremely interesting, but interesting is better than nothing, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm curious now. Let's look up Aaron Lewis on Google and see what he's been saying. See he's been saying some bullshit. I won't repeat anything if it's too bad. Aaron Lewis misses. He missed the charts. He has a new album called "Give My Country Back," and didn't make the charts.
Sure does.
Seems subtle. Seems like that could be just something really interesting.
Oh fuck! It's expired. I could have seen Aaron Lewis and the Stateliners at the Muckleshoot Casino Resort on August 2nd. But the giveaway expired.
Yeah.
God.
I think that's also out in Seattle, and I only know that because they sponsor a lot of Mariners stuff. I don't know if you could have gone.
Oh, I forgot about this headline that came out recently. Aaron Lewis's new album used as shredding packing material for Taylor Swift's single.
Oh yeah,
I saw that. About that. Pretty funny.
That's pretty sick.
Sustainable.
Rackham, let's go.
God, but apparently they do go back. I mean, I feel like I saw a photo of them or something. I don't know, but yeah, really, really funny.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. He was wearing like something with the number 13 on it because he's like, oh, that's my favorite number, and she took a photo. I don't think she knew who he was.
Oh, yep, here it is.
Like, there it is. Yes, He's got a 13 behind the ear tattoo, and she's like, oh, 13, that relates to me, and yeah. So I remember this, and again, I do not think that she knows who he is.
Yeah, no idea.
But maybe she does.
Yeah. I think she would know. I think she would know. She would know a Stain song, but she would not know Aaron Lewis by like name or face.
No, she for sure learned how to play "It's Been a While" on the acoustic guitar back in the day. She's of a certain age.
Oh, 100%. God,
she was probably getting requests for it when she was first gigging.
Mm-hmm. Oh, 100%.
True.
But God, it really, really funny. God, just
and maybe now that she's divorced. I should say she's married now.
Yes.
So the potential of divorce is on the table.
Being divorced.
There's a chance she gets divorced.
But the divorce is on the table now.
Right.
And we could be looking at "It's Been a While" cover from Taylor Swift.
I honestly
5-6 years.
That is a threshold I would love to see cross.
Same.
But let's keep it moving. Just I wanted to hear more Fred on this. It's a bummer that it's really just a cameo. It's just
they
some
relegate
ad-libs
the Fred.
it.
Yeah, he's kind of just the Scott Ian.
I wanted more, but
it's kind of crazy that they're just like, I think Stained had to do a lot of shit with Fred Durst because he was signing the checks, but two, like, it was the only reason a lot of people were paying attention in the first place.
Exactly. But let's keep it moving. And this is another controversial pick, and I will explain myself. So this is Bully's cover of Nirvana's About a Girl. Now, obviously, Nirvana, not a butt rock band. Very influential to butt rock, but not a butt rock band by any means whatsoever. However, About a Girl, the moment that About a Girl, as soon as that Puddle of Mud cover came out, About a Girl became retroactively butt rock. And so that is why this cover is here. About a Girl is absolutely butt rock now to me because of Wes Mudd. And also, again, I want to there's a lot of butt rock covers, but not a lot of butt rock songs being covered. So, had to stretch a little bit for the playlist. But I would
argue there is a Nirvana butt rock song, and it's "You Know You're Right."
That is
true.
Was true. The contemporaneous Nirvana song that sounded like a bad, like Seether song or something.
That is true.
They were really scraping the bottom of the barrel for potential Nirvana singles to release, and they put that out, and then it launched 1,000 more butt rock ships.
Yeah.
But I don't think this is very good. But also, I just don't think Bully is very good.
I love Bully.
I also
love Bully. Like the cover.
Doesn't work for me. Okay, this is gonna sound crazy, but stick with me. Yes, the Puddle of Mud version of this song is very, very bad. But Wes understands that in order to make the song work, you do have to get into like kind of a vulnerable place. But obviously Wes misunderstood the assignment. It's like, yeah, you literally like cannot get into that vulnerable place with your vocals anymore. Like you don't have the range anymore, Wes Mudd. But I don't think this cover works because I don't think, is it Alicia's? Is that the main Bully person?
Yeah. Yep.
I think she just can't really tap into that like vulnerability. Like I feel like my issue with this cover is that it's too concerned, or like it's more concerned about sounding cool versus sounding like trying to like dig into its emotional core. Like it just doesn't work for me. It's more concerned with being cool than like being a more faithful isn't the right word, but more just like I think it's a very similar problem to the After song of understanding like that About a Girl is a good song, but like doesn't quite get there to the why it's a good song.
I guess my pushback there is that like I think it is cool. Like regardless of whether or not like I agree with or care about the emotional like tapping in of the song, like I do think that like Bully's production here and like what it is like cool, heavy, low end. Like I think that she, I think especially with this cover comes like a little before the last album, right? But the last album is definitely her doing kind of like post grungy like pop songs in a more like conventional sense, the stuff that like spun off of the Nirvana thing in the first place. Obviously she's also like a Steve Albini prodigy or whatever, so there's just a lot to tether back to the idea of the Nirvana thing, and I think that is what I appreciate about the About a Girl cover. Yeah,
I just went on the Bully Wikipedia page, certainly for the first time in at least a decade, maybe the first time ever. And I did not realize the original drummer of Bully's name is Stuart Copeland.
What the?
Not that Stuart Copeland.
That's a very interesting name to have when you're a drummer, and you're not that Stuart Copeland.
Yeah,
we don't know. We don't know. It could be.
No, I verified that it is not related.
I like that you Googled it.
Yeah, but even in the Wikipedia page, they say she formed Bully in 2013 as a trio with her then boyfriend Stuart Copeland on drums. Parentheses, not to be confused with the drummer of the Police. It's literally in the Wikipedia article.
Not to be confused with the most famous drummer named Stuart Copeland. I mean,
yeah.
It's like nominative determinism, where they say, that somebody's name like determines what they end up doing. It's like, oh, we also named our child Stuart Copeland. Guess he's going to be a rock drummer.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, totally.
Also, one thing I did not know: Zach Dawes was the bass player for Bully until 2021.
Oh wow.
Yeah, for a while.
from
goddamn.
2019 until basically through the pandemic, essentially. Very random.
God.
I don't know who that is. To be
Zach
clear.
Dawes of
Yeah,
Dawes.
not familiar.
Zach Dawes of Dawes, the band Dawes.
Of Dawes, of the band Dawes.
Again,
Of the titular Dawes.
I was gonna say, Jay, like to know who Dawes is, you got to be like a certain kind of like tapped in white boy. You know, you got to be like a really tapped in white boy. Like emphasis on the white. You know, like it's again. I'm not that kind of white boy that's into Dawes.
I feel like I recognize the name Dawes, but I also like I don't think I've ever heard of Dawes.
But Zach Dawes is also not from Dawes. I don't know why they keep saying that, but
He's not.
See,
no,
there we go.
He's in a bunch of other bands. He was in like Last Shadow Puppets.
Oh, my bad.
I'm just realizing this too, and I just assumed that he was in Dawes.
Same. I trusted Luke. I was like, yeah, he's probably in Dawes. I mean, yeah.
Matty,
hey,
that was your first mistake.
Nobody in the band Dawes is named Dawes, to be clear.
No.
Wait, really?
I was
thought they were one of those brother bands. Wait, are they a brothers band at the very least?
It is, yes. It's they're both named Goldsmith.
They call yourself Goldsmith. What the hell's going on? All right, never mind. Again, one of them is married to Mandy Moore.
Yeah.
Hey, we love that. God, I just get on the podcast and be speaking bullshit. Just be speaking bullshit.
Yeah.
I just be spreading misinformation for fun.
Shout out to the Dawes side project Middle Brother, which I think is with one of the guys from Delta Spirit and one of the guys from Deer Tick. Pretty good.
God.
And that guy's name was Andy Taylor.
But nevertheless, let's keep it moving. We got two more left. One more butt rock song and one more butt rock song covered. This is the worst one. It's Disturbed's cover of Shout by Tears of Fears. This is the worst one.
It's horrible.
What a terrible fucking band.
Yeah, what an awful band. When I talk about like Incuriosity, this is a completely incurious cover. You know, does not want to interrogate whatsoever what makes the original song so good, and I think part of that comes down to David Draymond just being a guy that seems to lack any empathy whatsoever, and obviously, you know, comes to the territory being a hardcore Zionist to have no empathy. But again, the only thing he understands about Shout is just like it's fun to yell shout. It's fun to yell shout.
Yeah,
and like tap into like meaningless and unrighteous anger. You know, like
the only nice thing I will say about it is more to you, Matty, than it is to the song itself, which is that like thank God you put this, which I had never heard actually. Instead of the Sound of Silence, which is
that well has been
the Land of Confusion cover.
That was debated, but I'm like, let's go with a little more of an obscure one for this. You know, like I think we've already talked about Sound of Silence in this podcast, and I have no interest in.
What don't you like about the Land of Confusion covers?
It's because it's Disturbed.
I don't even.
It's
Disturbed. It also has 151 million streams on Spotify. The Land of Confusion cover. That's fucking crazy.
The Sound of Silence cover is, I think, one of the worst things I've ever heard. It is. That is a real rough one when people do that at karaoke.
It's a really bad one. Yeah.
Oh, that's such a bad pick. I don't like that at all.
Oh. Matty can attest to it. He's seen it happen.
It's never a good time. That's if someone's doing that, it's like, all right, time to go smoke a cigarette outside. I'll wait until.
Well, you're gonna have a 6-minute break here while someone does Disturbed Sound of Silence. It's kind of like dropping Bohemian Rhapsody on someone.
There's 1 billion streams on Spotify. That's fucking.
Oh, dude, the boomers crazy. Love it.
Oh no, trust me, it's a boomer singing.
Yes.
I did just send you a photo. Speaking of smoking on Discord.
Okay, from David Draymond on Twitter. Hey, at Justin Bieber, I hear you're on Instagram.
Oh.
So am I. I challenge you to a smoke-off. #cannabis community, #cannabis culture. It's from January 11th, 2023. Little does David Draymond. He's also doing the Rock
World Cup
eyebrow
Hallelujah.
thing. He's doing
Yes.
the rock eyebrow thing.
He's doing like Pixar face.
Yes, big time Pixar face. He used to just tweet about smoking weed all the time, and then he was like, "I'm gonna start talking about Israel." You know, for whatever reason. David Draymond is like clearly who John Fetterman thinks he is. Man, I just like. I can't believe, like, when I was a kid, I thought Disturbed was, like, a heavy, crazy rock band, and now that I'm older, I'm like, hey, this fucking sucked, like, the entire time. Just the wool has been pulled off of my eyes, and I can tell this band has always just been, like, milquetoast and shitty and stupid.
I'm trying to remember if they had an episode on FarmClub.tv. Were you old enough for FarmClub.tv, CJ?
Not familiar.
Oh man, Farm Club was crazy. I think it aired originally in like 2001, but it was essentially, I forgot what initially it aired on. I think it may have even, oh, you know what? It was on USA Network. Wow, that's crazy.
It looks like they were on there according to the Farm Club Wikipedia page.
Yeah, but it was basically like they had Matt Pinfield hosting it, and they would get all of like the big, like, you know, active rock bands to come through and perform on it. It was essentially just like in studio performances, kind of like the 120 minutes performances. But it was like, you know, in the era of like, say, you know, I remember they had a Primus Antipop one, and there was an At the Drive-In one in, you know, peak At the Drive-In era right before they broke up. And yeah, just that type of, you know, 2000 to 2001 era active rock, like basically right before 9/11, like radio rock.
Also, I hate this album cover because it looks like a penis. It looks like a
Oh,
looks like
okay.
the head of a penis coming out of foreskin. I don't like it.
Interesting. All right. I
Wow.
clearly see a guy.
Yeah, I see like
Yeah.
a Pennywise.
Yeah.
Well, because he's bald. I think it's the baldness. and the
Real
monochromness.
interesting Rorschach test here, Matty.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. Someone in the comments, tell me if you get phallic imagery out of this Disturbed album cover.
All right. If you're one of the lesbians who's already writing in to tell us about Lips of an Angel, you can also come in and say whether or not you think that the Disturbed album cover looks like a penis.
Exactly. Come on now.
Yeah.
Let's read this this comment here. David Draymond,
Disturbed
truly
had like the character though that was on their album covers all the time, right?
Let's investigate, because I think based on the Spotify,
Because imagine the Disturbed character, like the man with that like the hood or whatever, and then he's just hanging dong.
yeah, it's
Wow.
the whatever the Reaper. He looks like
the Reaper.
Whatever.
That's
Yeah,
what he's called.
I don't think so, but he looks like
Popeye.
it looks like
Yeah.
it's like what if the Grim Reaper was like ripped? What if he was like a buff dude?
Yeah, what if the
it's
Grim
very
Reaper was
gangster
freaking
Popeye.
badass and he fucking drove a motorcycle to work?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think it's the character that's
had
featured in
custody of his
the
kids every other weekend.
Yeah, exactly. He's definitely not divorced.
Yeah.
But this comment here, David Draymond, a truly respectable artist, not just a frontman. He is very educated. He said his family is so strict, certain ones turned their back on him when he decided to leave the medical field to pursue music. We should all tilt our hats to him for giving up everything to give us timeless music. And I'm like, he should have stayed in the medical field. That would have been a better use of his time. But that did get me to check out, all right, what's going on with the David Draymond Wikipedia page. And
I'm learning
The Disturbed
right now.
guy is called The Guy.
really?
No, that
It's
really.
it's very
Fuck
Doom
off.
Guy.
That's so sick.
It's very Doom Guy
That's so
adjacent.
cool.
The guy.
The guy.
The guy.
I'm the guy.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. So David Draymond, born to Jewish parents in the Brooklyn borough of New York. His father, Yehuda YJ, had worked as a real estate developer and a small business owner before he was arrested for embezzlement and sent to prison when Draymond was 12 years old. YJ later became a candidate in the races for the mayor of Los Angeles in 2013, 2017, and 2022. And
And Matty voted for him.
I voted for him. Yeah, 2022. I voted for YJ. I love the embezzlement. I wanted that guy as our mayor. And then Draymond's brother Benjamin is an ambient musician who lives in Israel. So they
Cool.
of course.
Cool stuff.
But God. It's just, again, you read this and it's just like, yeah, oh yeah, this one's kind of a crazy thing to admit. Initially considering offers to study at law school, he realized that criminal defense law was the only area of law that interested him, which made him unwilling to pursue law because he knew that he would not be able to really look at himself in the mirror and say, I'm going to lie for a living and protect criminals. And,
well,
what's he doing now? What's he doing now? So
it's
Aged like
insane to say. It's so fucking crazy to say, like, well, the only thing I find interesting is lying, and then they're like, well, you're gonna have to do that for a living, and he goes, oh no, I don't want to do that.
People
yeah.
Like, what the hell's going on with my man?
It's like I don't want to protect criminals for a living. I want to make a living and then protect criminals using my platform.
That's right.
But God, just terrible. Absolutely fucking terrible.
He needs to go back to like just tweeting about smoking weed all the time. That was
Chill out, brother.
Yeah. Chill
hit
out.
that blunt with Justin Bieber.
Mm-hmm.
Counterpoint: Disturbed should just go away forever.
Well, yeah, that too.
All right.
I think they
I
should
think it's a fair
collab with
trade.
Modest Yahoo.
Someone needs to lace the weed. Someone do us a favor and lace the weed of David Drain.
Wow.
With what? Fent? Like,
Yeah,
what are you
well, I didn't say it.
Maddie,
I just said we
have
should
you
lace
listened to the new Juicy J and Project Pat album?
No, I have not. What's
Okay,
it called? Or
there
what's
are
the
multiple songs. It's something about like the goats or whatever. I don't remember. But the whole album, there are like multiple songs where they're like, and they're putting fentanyl in the marijuana. Like,
but they are. It's true. They are.
they're just like, they're like, these kids are smoking weed and they're putting fentanyl in the marijuana. And I was like, what? Like,
and they're smoking
what
the
is this
coronavirus.
record?
They're also smoking the coronavirus.
That's true. They're smoking that weed strain that always goes viral. That's like pain pack. You guys know what I'm talking about? Where it's like it's like the weed thing that you buy at the dispensary, but it says like pain and existential strife or whatever. That's what the kids are smoking.
What was the one like? Well, there's a lot of funny weed names in Pop Star, Never Stop, Never Stopping, but there was one that really knocked my socks off. I can't recall off the top of my head. But
I always think about Go Bear Coronavirus, the one that somebody put out in 2020 that had like coronavirus spores and also then Utah Jazz player Rudy Gobert on the weed pack.
Wow.
Okay. All right. Let's wrap this sucker up. We got one last song for y'all on this episode from Allison, Lorenzen, and Midwife. Their cover of Bush's Glycerine, or Glycerine. Of course, we just talked about Bush on this very podcast in our 90s Rock Where Are They Now episode. We love Bush. Bush is somehow one of the only butt rock bands that still knows how to make butt rock the old-fashioned way. And this cover is I don't like it as much as the Send the Pain Below cover, but it is good. It is good. It does understand the essence of the song. I just kind of wish it had like it went a little bigger, you know, like the Send the Pain Below, like the hook on that, like it goes big on the hook, and this kind of keeps it mainly focuses on like the melancholy of the original song. It just sort of deadlocks on that, and I kind of wish it upped the intensity a little bit more, at least for like the final chorus or something. But it is good. It's a vibe.
Yeah, I prefer this a little bit more to the previous Midwife cover, but I mean, yeah, I think that like there's almost not a ton more to say about it just because it is doing pretty similar stuff to what the Chevelle cover is, but I think it's great. Love Bush.
But
yeah, I love the original. I love this version. I don't have a ton to say. Just it rips. A classic of the COVID era.
We all
Yeah.
love Bush. We
Love
rock
Bush.
with Bush, as opposed to against Bush.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's good. Again, there's nothing crazy to say. Also, I mean, love the video, love a montage through life, you know. Like, don't,
Mhm.
I mean, truly, don't let the days go by. Oh, there's a minion. I just noticed the minion in the video.
Nah.
Did y'all see Minions and Monsters?
No,
I didn't,
am
unfortunately.
No,
I
yeah.
am a 35-year-old man, and I am not allowed to go into the Minions and Monsters movie theater alone
Yeah.
without threat of, I don't know, possibly everything bad happening.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't have a human ticket, so I don't think I can go until it's on
Yeah.
DVD or whatever.
Yeah, I would only go see it if it was at a promotional screening at the George Lucas Museum. But otherwise,
Luke, I think you would actually really like Minions and Monsters. I know that. I think you would really like
I'm
it. I had a
sure
good
I
time.
would.
I had a good time with it. I thought it was a wonderful tribute to old Hollywood, and I feel parental
I'm
towards
sure
the
I'd have a lot
Minions.
to enjoy. Yeah, and I mean, I'm sure George is great in it.
Fun little
Since
cameo.
I don't have a lot to say about the cover, I will say that Gavin Rosdale in Constantine is great.
The
Oh
True.
yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the?
They're making
He's
a
quite
sequel
good
to
in that movie.
Constantine, aren't they?
I hope they do. Honestly, I think Constantine's pretty underrated.
It is.
So,
In terms
it's
of
a
like
good
that
flick.
era of comic book movies, it's pretty fucking awesome.
Totally.
I think that was the first. Was that Scott Derrickson's directorial debut, or at least like one of his?
It
first
might have
movies?
been, yeah.
Might have been.
wow.
Early, yeah, for sure.
He loves tweeting.
He does.
Maddie, can I throw you a quick curveball and
Yes.
send you a couple of quick random covers that we don't have to listen to all the way through, but that I think are worthy of some kind of inclusion.
Yes, I'm happy to do a quick rapid fire.
I'm
some-
All right.
down with this
Let's wrap it
lightning
up.
round.
all right.
Yeah, let's consider it a lightning round. So
All
this
right.
was. Did anyone fuck with 2 minutes to late night? Does anyone know what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like a metal themed like talk show thing. That was it. Jay, you might know. Was it mostly a COVID thing?
Yeah, well, it started that way, and then I think
Yeah.
it kind of expanded.
Yeah. Anyway, this is a cover of of Last Resort. It features Kaylee Goldsworthy and then Dan from Alkaline Trio,
Wow.
Ryan from White Reaper, Dagan from Murder by Death. Worth including in a discussion, I think.
Yeah,
I think it's good.
it works surprisingly well. I'm not mad
It
about
does.
this.
That's pretty decent, yeah.
Again, it's a genre flip, but you know.
Yeah. I'm digging this.
It works.
It works. This gets an approval from me.
Okay.
This gets a yes.
This is, I think, if we're stretching the definition as Maddie has a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
I think that this is like a song, obviously, that by an artist that I think is like adjacent to the broader butt rock thing while not really being technically in it. But I think that the cover that the artist is performing, I think, does land more specifically in a more butt rock territory, and I think it's great. I'm sure all three of you will have heard this, but I think it's worth flipping to.
Oh boy. Let's see. Yeah. This one, I mean,
Oh
I-
yeah.
this
This
was
is a
certainly
good
on my
cover.
mind earlier of like, I would not call, obviously like Rage Against the Machine
Right.
would not call them a butt rock band, but obviously insanely influential to butt rock. Right, Laura.
And I
Yeah.
think Go
They're
ahead,
kind
Jay.
of retroactive butt rock, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, it's not their fault that they're butt rock, but
Right.
But
yeah, like,
more of
listen,
a
I love
single
Rage,
T
but
butt rock.
yeah,
Mhm.
butt rock.
But rock.
Butt rock.
But Tom Morello did announce a solo album this week, and the album cover is
Ooh.
not dog shit. It's not a good album cover, but compared to his other album covers, it isn't
Right.
dog shit. So thank you, Tom Morello. Buy that album on vinyl and CD and help pay
Yeah.
my rent once again.
The same night that me and Max Datner met Perry Farrell, CJ, we met Tom Morello.
Wow. Big.
God, was this
yeah.
after the 2016 election, if I remember correctly, Luke, or was it?
This was after there had been a UK election, and I said
Oh,
to Tom
yeah,
Morello
yeah.
that night when This was actually the second time that I met Tom Morello in like a decade span. But when it was the night there was some election in Britain, and so I said like, Tom, the Tories won. And he said we need another punk rock to change the world.
Yep. That's right, brother. Yep.
Wow.
I didn't like that answer at the time, but I mean, that's certainly what Tom Morello would say.
God. All right. We've got AWOL Nation, their cover of Midnight Oil's Beds Are Burning, featuring Tim McIlrath of Rise Against.
More the Rise Against of it all, I guess, but I also would argue in a lot of ways AWOL Nation are just whatever our modern butt rock is.
I mean,
a band you've talked about on this pod before, but
they're a perfect intersection of butt rock and car commercial core.
Exactly. Yeah, whatever the intersection there is.
So,
but,
I mean, honestly, where would Rise Against fall in that dynamic? Like, I think they're probably the most butt rock of the, like, mid-2000s pop punk adjacent band.
They're troop rock.
Absolutely troop rock.
Troop rock.
Democrat voting troop rock.
Well, I mean, to Jay's point earlier about, like, it's not really Rage Against the Machine's fault. It's like, but within putting them in the singularity of butt rock in any capacity leads to things like Rise Against,
Yeah. It's, I think the funniest thing in the world was in 2019, just literally about 7 years ago, I saw the Misfits play a football stadium, football as in soccer, in downtown Los Angeles. And the bill was insanely stacked. It was like Anti-Nowhere League and the Distillers, and then Rise Against. And I think somewhere in there, in that miasma, Cro-Mags also played. But Rise Against played immediately before the Misfits. They were the direct support. And I've never seen anything like it. The literal entire stadium of Misfits fans filtered out during the entirety of Rise Against set to go to the bathroom or buy Misfits merch. And I had never seen no one be present in a stadium for someone's set, but no Misfits fan was seeing Rise Against at that.
There were people trying cigarettes for the first time that day just to get away.
Right, like people were fleeing from Rise Against set before the Misfits. Like they were actively leaving the stand. It was unlike anything I'd ever seen.
That's great.
I got to see that somewhat same bill, except it was The Damned instead of Rise Against.
Oh,
and,
that'd be
much
a
better.
lot more fun.
Yeah.
Much better.
Yeah, but AWOL Nation, like, the AWOL Nation guy is a secret hardcore guy.
Such cases.
Not like secretly, I guess, that Rise Against.
He's in the Armed. Many people don't know that.
He might as well be. No, he's in a much worse band that was actually just touring with the Armed, and I know that because I went and saw Converge and Poison the Well.
Wow.
And his band opened up for it was like them, the Barbarians of California is the name of the band. Not a fan.
Bad. That's a bad band name.
Bad name, bad music. Yeah. I saw Rise Against, I think, in 2012, but it was because Title Fight was opening for them.
Oh, hell yeah. That's so sick.
The last time I ever saw Title Fight was opening up for Rise Against, and A Day to Remember.
And you'll never see Title Fight again, because they'll probably never reunite.
Thank God. Well, I hope so.
Also, the name of this... Sorry, Jay, to interrupt. The name of this covers album is from AWOL Nation is called My Echo, My Shadow, My Covers and Me, which is just... it's so... I don't know what it is, but it's so something.
You're just gonna have to believe me that when I say I've heard every song on that cover record.
Wow. DJ, how do you feel about Rise Against's cover of Journey's Any Way You Want It?
I don't like it, actually.
You don't like it? I think it's the best Rise Against song by a country.
Was that for AV? Was that for AV Undercover?
No, they released it as a B-side.
Oh, okay.
Like 20 years ago. Over 20 years ago. It was on my iPod video.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know. Rise Against are like my brother's favorite band. My brother does not like music at all. He doesn't respect what I do for a career. He doesn't respect the publication I've started. Any of the. He won't respect this podcast.
Ask him what he thinks about their Journey cover.
I will ask him next time I talk to him. I'm going to find out. but yeah, anyway, I actually don't hate that cover, but I think it's more that I just think Beds Are Burning is like a pretty good song. So I don't know.
Yeah. Do we have any more in the Rolodex, or is this your?
That's it. I want to say that spiritually, for some reason, I think the Post Malone cover of the Hootie and the Blowfish
That
song
was considered
is like somehow butt rock.
Oh,
That
that
was
he did for
considered.
Pokemon.
for the
Yeah.
Pokemon 25th anniversary, I think. But like, that's not actually like butt rock in any way. I just think that
No.
like the combination of words somehow make it feel like
It does.
could be, but it's
It does feel adjacent. Yeah.
It was absolutely like, I considered throwing it on the playlist, but I was like, either for another episode or more just like it's already a stretch to include About a Girl and and Lifehouse, but I was like, yeah, Hootie is definitely proto butt rock. Like they definitely like in the way that like Live is a proto butt rock band, Hootie and the Blowfish is a proto butt rock band. You know,
Would
like,
you say that Matchbox 20 is proto
Yes.
butt rock in that same capacity?
I would say so. I would
Yeah.
say Matchbox 20 is proto butt rock, but
I think
they never
you're kind of naming. Oh, sorry.
but they never
No, go
crossed the
ahead.
line into full butt rock like a number of maybe proto rock butt rock bands did later on.
I think they got the Jarl. The Jarl's in there.
Oh, for sure. It's
Yeah.
it's like again like
I'm just saying, no.
yeah, Matchbox. It's in Hootie. It's more just like it's taking like the REM musical palette and mixing it
Right.
with the like grunge vocal styles. You
Right.
know?
And
Whereas
then
all the
somewhere in the
butt rock
direct
bands-
middle, you got Stone Temple Pilots.
Exactly.
Yes.
You know, yeah, the
But
greatest
you're-
band of all time.
Facts. Facts.
The
Facts.
Beatles of the '90s.
God. But you were
I
saying,
think
Jay?
No, yeah, like a lot of the bands that you just named, they're I would see like Hootie and Matchbox 20. These are married bands. These are bands with love songs. These are bands about
These are bands you
longing.
play at your wedding reception.
Yes, and that is pre-divorce, and
Yeah.
the butt rock of it all is so divorced.
It's the
that-
montage of good times you had. before
Exactly.
it all went to shit.
Exactly.
Again, the crucial divorce energy that's important to nearly all butt rock is not with
Absolutely.
the divorce pathos, you know.
Yes.
God. But that'll do it on this episode of the Indieheads podcast. Any final thoughts on this? I guess I'm curious. What's everyone's? I mean, I think we're all in agreement. The worst song here is Disturbed Shout 2000, unless someone wants to disagree. Or are we all? I feel like that one's an easy. That's the easy
universal
ones.
agreement, I think.
Yeah. I think we're
Yeah, the Lose Yourself was close, but yeah, this was, you know.
But the best.
Eli did, yeah.
But the best
Envy
thing is
did
where
good, but Eli did great, you know.
But I think the best is where we all may potentially differ. I can't believe I'm saying this. I do think the best cover here is it's the Lucy Dacus Lips of an Angel cover. I think that's my favorite one here.
I think you're biased, Matty.
Listeners
mean-
of this podcast sniffed that out the moment you started talking about it.
Yeah.
So I think
But
they knew.
even then,
There's
I'm
no
I'm
getting
again,
past that one.
I mean, in the air tonight is a close second, but yeah, Lips of an Angel. That just I don't know. It spoke to me. what can you
Yeah,
do? It
clearly.
spoke to me.
It's
But everyone
I
else
think
a
is
beautiful song. It's a beautiful
It's the
song.
slow pulp one for me, but I think that the midwife ones are like right next to them.
Yeah, the midwife ones are right in my
which
queue
are both
zone.
excellent.
Yeah, right in my queue zone. Just
Yeah.
really good stuff.
I think I'm only like going out of my way to listen to Glycerine if I had to pick one. But
Yeah.
honorable mention for In the Air Tonight for bringing up the opposite category of butt rock bands who did a pretty darn good cover.
Right.
but
And I mean, yeah, I kind of just want to go listen to like all 5 Bush songs now. You know,
Yeah.
it's like all these were good covers, but do any of those bands have a song that's as good as Swallow?
I was
You know,
I was about to say there's nothing as good as Swallowed on here.
nothing's as
Like,
good as Swallow.
No, not a single song. Oh man. Gavin Rossdale was really cooking on Swallowed. Let me
I
just
mean,
say that.
Yeah, it's essentially just like he was that Steve Albini was working his magic and Gavin was, you know, had a song
Yeah.
that lived up to the task.
Yeah,
It's also cool that Gavin got to date Gwen Stefani when she was at her like most normal and hottest period,
Date?
and not whatever
Yeah.
is
Brother,
happening
they were
now.
married.
Or married,
Yeah,
whatever.
Brother,
They're
he
married.
is
We're
now
partnered up.
divorced in the ultimate divorce.
Yeah, he probably
Yeah.
loves all the music we were talking about.
Yeah.
Which is, it's kind of fucked that he didn't get a don't speak. Like, nothing
Oh,
out
yeah.
of their divorce gave them
Well,
anything as good as don't speak.
Absolutely.
He probably did, but yeah, it's probably just on one of her solo records, or it's on.
Or it sucks.
Yeah.
It just
Yeah, it
sucks.
probably sucks.
Maybe they're
Yeah.
playing it at the Dome. We don't know.
Oh yeah,
The Sphere?
The
Yeah,
Sphere?
sorry, the Sphere.
The
The Sphere.
Sphere.
Sorry,
The
the
Dome.
Cinerama Dome. The Cinerama Dome.
Cinerama
sorry, I didn't
Dome's
know
back. And,
Back.
God. Well then, Luke and CJ, anything to plug before we head out?
Yeah, I mean, any of the Merry-Go-Round covers lists would be a great thing to check out, probably on the back of this episode. I'll also say I have a new project that I would love to direct people towards called Sequence Selector that I've started up with a couple friends. We have basically what is a season 1 out. It's an artist interview series where we mad lib together kind of random prompts that musicians end up getting at random. And then they kind of on the spot are building playlists around those prompts. So we've had some good guests. We've had Cold God and Jelly Haha and JW Francis and Zahara and a bunch of stuff that if you're probably familiar with the Indieheads sub and anyway, you'll probably like almost all the artists that we've done so far. So it's pretty good and it's a lot of fun. So check that out.
Oh yeah. Luke?
I'll have some form of writing for Merry-Go-Round at some point by the end of the year.
And that's a promise.
That's a promise.
Hmm.
And so yeah, well, I CJ and I have some, a couple different irons in the fire. And then yeah, I have a couple other podcast commitments I made, maybe. So you'll hear me on some other sister pods.
Oh yeah. And Jay, I know I think there's a show or festival coming up that you're helping promote.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm doing all the PR and social stuff for Ghost Canyon Fest in Denver, Colorado, August 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th. Silkworm is playing, Kowloon Walled City is playing, Midwife is playing, all sorts of wonderful bands that you know and love are playing, and probably a lot of bands that you don't know, but that's great too. Yeah, so if you're in the area, come check it out, come say what's up. I'll be around all 4 days of the festival. So yeah, hell yeah.
You might hear some of the same covers featured on this episode.
There you
Big
go.
facts.
Yeah.
There you go. And again, I'm trying to think. I think again more Indieheads podcast on the way. We will have a special episode of a series of ours. Will be returning for one time only for a very special edition. That'll be our episode next week. So think about all of our series that we've done and think about, hey, why would we be doing a one-off? So that should hopefully be coming out next week. Otherwise, just want to give a shout out to our good friends over at Pace Magazine because, of course, they gave me a shout out because their most recent Best of What's Next music series, they just did an interview with I-26 Connector, and I was cited as the person that put the writer, Abby, onto I-26 Connector. And so, again, shouts out Paste, shouts out Abby, obviously I-26 Connector, shouts out them. If you've not listened to the interview that I did with Kaylin for the podcast, I think that came out last month. Hey, that's still out there. And if you want to read the written version, obscuritynox.substack.com. I may have one more thing to plug, but I probably am going to be safer to plug it on the podcast next week. But just in case it gets announced early, I'm going to be doing a vinyl DJ set at the Old North Bar in Durham, North Carolina on Sunday, August 23rd. So if you're in the area and you want to hear me spin some vinyl, Old North Bar, Sunday, August 23rd. And if that's not announced by the time this episode comes out, this will be getting cut. So, yeah.
I will also say, if you're a fan of Matty getting shouted out in various publications about North Carolina country adjacent bands, you should check out Merry-Go-Round Magazine in the next couple weeks, because I think that's going to happen.
Fuck yeah. I think I know exactly what band you're talking about, and they were, again, them and I-26 Connector, very, very sick when I saw them live in Asheville like 2 weeks ago. So
There you go.
More on the way.
Piece that puzzle together, listener.
Yeah, piece that puzzle. But yeah, thank you for listening to this episode, y'all, as we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Easy friend, I do. With the head to hand, I do. Thank you for this too, I do. But you have a clue. Take it, then it's wrong. You hang me out to dry. I can see you every night. Rain, I do. Now standing in your light, I do. Hope you have the time.